What is a problem?
This past month, I paid my rent late, and I was like, okay.
That's how you go on about moving forward on your problems. Don't freak out and let it go and change banks just because.
Yeah, so like, I need to figure out what the fuck is causing this thing to be there, and how can I get rid of it.
This is what Jimmy said to herself when that such happens. Because it has happened many a times. Fuck you.
What is going on, YouTube? What? Okay, cool. What's going on, good people? This is another lit episode, in fact, of People for Positive
Change!
There we go. So, welcome again. I'm gonna say it again. Welcome. Yes. Today we wanted to speak about something that everybody has in common. Everybody, like, yeah, me and her have it in common. We have it in common with you as well. So we've got TikTok also on the other side that just joined us. There's like a couple of people that are coming in, going. And we got this podcast that we're literally shooting right now.
Yep.
And today's topic is what is
problems.
There we go.
So, how did we come about to get to this topic, right?
How?
My friend here has interesting problems. Dumi likes to say these are interesting problems, right? Simply because when you encounter a problem and you're unable to find a solution for it, it becomes interesting for me. I don't know if other people feel the same way, or it's just me. You know? Because a problem, like, that's why we survive in this life. We survive. If life didn't have problems, I mean, how fun would it be?
True. It would be boring as
It would be boring as fuck. So now, in order for us to survive more and longer, we need to accumulate fucking problems.
And solve them.
There you know? Go. So my friend over here is encountering interesting problems.
A bunch of them.
And I'd like him to share these interesting problems. I've also encountered a few. Like, I'm encountering problems like on a daily basis. Currently, before we even start with this podcast, right? I was telling him why the page is not growing.
Right.
When I started it on a weekly basis, I would get like on YouTube 5 subscribers a day, lots of views, this and that. Currently, it's very slow. Okay, so that's a good problem to have.
True.
You know, so I went to the drawing board and I looked, what was I doing right then that I'm not doing now? And then, boom, I got the answers. And then I was like, you know what? Do me, fuck the shit that you've been trying to do. Just focus on what you want to have, you know, and where you want to get with this channel. So today it has started, and when I start, bro, I start.
Like, I literally just saw the views going like that again.
Exactly.
Right? So like, now here's the thing about problems even. And we were never taught this, right? That's why we see a lot of people stuck with problems. That's why we see people that are living under the bridge. You know what I'm saying? We accumulate problems and we don't know how to solve the problem. Right? We just told solve your problem, but we're not really taught how to solve our problems.
Start at the beginning. What is a problem? Because I've experienced this, right? The minute you say to a person, hey, that's an interesting problem, they go like, whoa. Like, true story, bro. I kid you not. And I'm amazed by it, because a problem is just, like, to me, it's just an obstacle that you need to observe.
Yeah.
Why is it there? And then move it away and keep going.
By doing specific things.
Exactly. But other people, when they encounter a problem, they freak out. Like, oh my goodness. I've got this problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't we all?
Why are you
have problems?
Yeah.
You know, so it's the miscommunication here was not to first start on what is a problem.
Yeah.
You get my point?
Yeah.
So I learned this, like, I did other courses in this other place, right? So where I learned the whole things, like I was taught on how to study,
right,
and how to duplicate things and how to understand them,
which we were never taught in our normal schooling program.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in the schooling program, you're just given information and then you expected to
know what that
duplicate
is.
it,
Yeah.
and then pass the exam.
True.
You know, so whether that thing meant something to you or whether you understand it was not a hoo-ha.
Yeah.
You know? So, which was a fuck up.
Yeah.
Hence today we got lots of dropouts, children at school being pregnant, but that's another topic for another day.
Yeah.
So now I looked up the word on the dictionary trying to understand it, the word problem. Once I duplicated this word, I consider every problem as a good problem.
Yeah.
And I need to look at it, find out why is this problem there.
Yeah.
Then move it away, the barrier, and keep going.
But how do you then move it away, man? Like, I hear you saying move it away. Like,
remember let's take a
scenario.
Let's take your scenario,
right?
You had a problem of paying your rent, right? This is a story I've been raving to you since January. But unfortunately, my friend, he listens to what he wants to listen to.
Yeah.
That's his problem.
I believe seeing is believing, bruh.
I mean, he encountered this problem. He thought about this problem in December.
Yeah.
But now he's saying seeing is believing.
Yeah.
What the fuck? He knew such a problem is going to happen in December. Then I said to him, let's not look into it now. Let's observe it when it arrives.
Yeah.
It arrived in January. Shit hit the fan.
Big time.
Then I was like, whoa, what can we do to solve this problem? Do not freak out. Let's try and resolve it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fixed. Because there's no problem in this universe that does not have a solution.
Yeah.
Okay? So what did we do? We got in contact with the right people. Boom. We solved the problem.
Yeah.
Next month, the same problem. I'm like, this is insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying people should accumulate problems, right?
But I'm not saying
problem. The freaking same problem over and over again.
Yeah.
Because that's fucking insanity.
Yeah.
You're not moving in that instant.
Yeah. You need to move to
You're moving
to a new
one
problem.
step to forward and then 2 steps back, and then the barrier comes back.
Yeah.
Like, how long are you going to keep playing this game?
Yeah.
You understand?
And it's not a fun game, to be honest. It's not a fun game. Like, I actually noticed it also in this past month. I paid my rent late, and I was like, okay, like facing this thing, like now I'm doing this over and over and over now, right? And it's not fun
at all.
You know what I'm saying? I do not like this thing. I don't like it. So like, I need to figure out what the fuck is causing this thing to be there and how can I get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? So, which I did look into it. And this is what I found. We're gonna call out some people now. Can we do it without calling out names?
Yeah. Don't call out names, please. Unless it's my name. Okay. I can tell it.
No problem. This is what I've observed. Where I work, right? I get paid. It's hard to live in Cape Town earning such an amount, 4,000 rand a month. Okay, living in Cape Town earning 4,000 rand a month.
Okay, can I stop you right there? Don't talk about that because currently they are here and you say you are at work. Like, it's not something, we're not trying to make people look bad.
No, I'm not trying
or say they unfair or such shit.
Yeah.
We're talking about problems.
Yeah, but now I want to get to the solution, because a whole lot of people are also facing the same thing. So I'm not trying to make anyone wrong.
We're not trying to say here's a solution for now.
Yeah.
We're just relating to the topic.
Right.
Problems.
Right.
Let's focus on that.
Okay.
So, what is a problem? That's what I was trying to explain.
It's a difficult situation that, like, is stopping you from getting to another place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hence, I said it's a barrier.
Yeah.
Something that blocks your way from moving forward.
Yeah.
So you're unable to move forward. You're unable to walk out the streets because you owe a loan shark 200 rand, you know, and you don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a problem.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
At night, you cannot put food on the table for you alone to eat. That's a problem.
Yeah.
You're sleeping in the dark.
Yeah.
That's a problem. You do not have traveling money.
Yeah.
Every day. That's a problem. Yet you're working. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So those are problems.
Yeah.
That we currently trying to address here.
Yeah.
So what is a problem? Sometimes people encounter those problems, right?
Yeah.
And there's something that's called assumptions.
Oh.
Okay? So you see this problem every week. You don't have, you earn weekly, first of all.
Yeah.
Every Friday.
Yeah.
Right? But however, you're unable to feed yourself, feed your body, unable to pay transport, unable to do a lot of things. I had my ex-boyfriend, a very talented guy, you know? But it was everybody's fault that he was in such a situation.
Yeah.
But himself. That's assumptions. He's assigning his problems. Other people need to sort out his problems for him. You know? And you would like be very sympathetic.
Yeah.
I don't have parents, I don't have this, and I'm struggling and this and that. I'm like, dude, you have everything to make it go right. Everything with you to make it go right. So why dramatize?
Why are you stopping yourself?
I mean, I have parents, right? I was raised by two parents, and I've got siblings and I've got family, you know? But I don't rely on them. I live alone. I don't even ask my mom to rent, to buy power. I'm old enough.
Yeah.
I literally have everything with me to make it go right. So why dramatize?
Exactly.
This is the why we take this podcast, you know? So I was confused by this situation. And I didn't understand him. And I kept on saying, I'm not interested to listen to these problems.
Yeah.
Because you're just dramatizing and blaming everybody else but yourself.
And another thing is this, actually. I remember I was talking to one of our friends, Papa Wayne, and he said, when I was telling him about this problem, I needed help from him. And then I said, this problem is my fault. You know what I'm saying? He said to me, okay, cool, it's your fault, whatever, right? That's not gonna change the situation though. You know that just because you are saying...
You acknowledge that it's your fault and you're doing nothing about it.
Bro, just because you say it's your fault, it doesn't mean the situation is gonna change.
At all.
There's specific things that you need to do, like look at it, like, okay, this is a problem. Okay, what caused that thing to be there? How can I get out of this problem? You know what I'm saying? And then you get out of the problem. So it doesn't become a problem again. And then you accumulate more problems. And then so on.
To accumulate is like to add on more problems.
Yeah.
Now you're staying alone, you finish high school, finish college or university, you're living by yourself, boom, you get pregnant. That's accumulating more problems. You understand? because now you need to bring this life into earth, and then you need to groom it and make sure that it's well fed and it's well groomed and it goes to school. And
can we mess it up a little bit? Let's just spice it up a little bit. Let's say while you were staying alone, right? You were paying minimum wage, right? It's like hard enough to feed yourself, go to work, right? Buy toothbrush, and then boom, you're pregnant. How about that as a problem?
Bruh, it happens.
Yo.
At the end of the day, I'm not gonna say that's wrong.
Yeah.
Or that's right. We're human.
Yeah.
I've got 2 kids.
True.
At a young age.
Yeah.
I didn't plan them.
Yeah.
They came. I love my children.
Yeah.
Didn't have anything. I wasn't even living by myself. I was still living under my mommy and my daddy's roof.
Yeah.
At the time I got pregnant. Do you understand? So I had nothing. Literally. So sometimes you get fooled by guys and they like, we love you and this and that, and you fall into this love, and then boom.
All of a sudden
something happens.
Yeah.
Well, it happened to me first time. Second time I acknowledged it. First time I acknowledged it and I looked into it. Second time I warned the guy, listen, I'm not on anything.
Yeah.
Such is gonna happen. And currently, I don't believe in doing abortion and shit like that. So let's try and behave like adults, you know? Because we both don't want to have blah.
Yeah.
The other person didn't want to listen. And because Dumi is in love, right? There's this thing called love. So
I think it's overrated.
That's a weird problem that is, I'm gonna say in my part, it was uncontrollable.
Right.
Yeah, people blame me, you could have done this, you could have done that. I knew all these things, but I didn't do them.
Yeah.
Hence, I've got a baby girl today, you know? So I love my children. Those are good problems, as I can say, because I love my kids.
Yeah.
So much, and they know this, you know? I would die for them.
Yeah.
However, a problem, like we're talking about weird problems that are known.
Yeah.
You know, that was a weird problem.
Man, yeah.
But at the end of the day, it became a very beautiful problem.
Yeah.
You know, so, which I appreciate every day. However, I'm saying weird problems, like encountering the same fucking problem, like my ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Right? Tells me a story here, says, you know what? Why he's being sympathetic and wants me to sympathize with him and say, oh, sorry.
Oh, baby.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? Take my wages, take this and that. I'm like, fuck you. Dude.
People like sympathy.
Very.
Yeah, people like
they like to get things using sympathy.
Bro, people like sympathy.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's your fucking... I've got mine.
You know what I've actually observed?
Let me finish.
Yeah.
I've got my problems, right? So now he tells me this, that before lockdown he had his own business. Because he can make shit and like beautiful shit that people appreciated, and they were spending money for these things.
Yeah.
Now he's can't afford to even buy power, let alone pay his rent.
Man.
Now, okay, lockdown is over. Let's not make lockdown an excuse.
A thing, yeah.
Because at least landlords at that time understood
what was going on,
the situation, and they actually told their tenants, you know what? Because you're unable to go to work and make money, stay at my house. I'm not gonna account this month or these months on you. They were given time to make shit happens when the burn is lifted. But people relaxed and thought it's their houses, their lives.
They chilled.
They're this shit. You understand? And then boom, the pandemic was lifted.
Yeah.
Then what? Now they wake. Yo, this is my life. Fuck you.
Bruh,
fuck you. That's what Dumi's gonna tell you. I don't give a shit. Most people say I'm rude.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this is what happens, right? I'll say that to them. They go back and they look into what really happened.
Yeah.
When they were having a conversation with me. And boom, they solved their own problems themselves.
Yeah.
They instantly realized that I was not trying to be mean, but trying to get them to acknowledge the problems that they've accumulated by themselves. And then they do something about it themselves. Not asking people to do something about their problems
for them. Yeah, that is so true actually, man. Like, it's like
this is my observation. I won't lie. Like, I'm genuine. I'm real. Most of you that are here right now know me. I'm very real. I'm never going to say something is purple when I see pink. If it's pink, for me it's pink.
It's pink, bro.
You've experienced this many a times. If it's pink, for me it's pink. I'm not perfect. I also, the way I'm treating you, I also want you to do the same to me.
True. Like, what was I gonna say now? That thought just went wee.
So a problem is not a bad thing. Like, we survive in order for us to have these problems. And we learn through these problems and we solve them.
Look at Elon Musk.
Exactly. I always make him as an example.
I would literally kill to have those kind of problems.
It's not only him, brother. There are many out there. We admire them because they're successful. We admire them because they're billionaires. They got everything they've wanted and more.
Like, here's the thing with me.
Now, you look at what are they doing right that we're not doing?
Problems. They
solving problems.
They solve them. They solve the problems, bro.
And once the problem is solved, they don't just say, hey, the problem is solved.
They solve more problems.
Totally.
They solve more problems, bro. Freaking
accumulate more problems. Like the Elon Musk scenario, everybody knows Elon Musk. Because everybody envies him, right? I'm not sure if it's everybody, but most people do who knows him, right? So Elon Musk is a well-known billionaire. When he took a loan to go and buy Twitter, the bank couldn't afford the money that he wanted to have. Then he promised the bank shares
of his own company,
which is Tesla. That's accumulating more problems to solve a problem that he wants to own Twitter. Today, he owns Twitter.
Now he's stuck with the problem of paying the debt and he's figuring it out, dog.
Exactly.
My God, like,
sell more Teslas. Then
exactly.
Do that.
Pay it off.
And if you see, most of the people, they Tesla is a well advertised car on social media, social platforms. YouTubers, you name it.
Exactly.
So he is selling more Teslas to sort out.
He's definitely selling out more Teslas now.
So that's how we survive in life.
Exactly.
Like, I didn't say this to you a while back, I think it was sometime last year. If you could get $1 million right now, would all your problems vanish?
No.
There you go.
No, they wouldn't. They would.
When you start a business, just so you know, you're gonna accumulate problems. The best thing about it, the exciting thing about it, is that you observing these as problems and having them as problems and finding solutions
for the problem
to these problems. That's all there is to it. And a business is gonna become very successful.
Yeah, definitely. That is great. And then, like, what do you think of businesses that do the same?
Sorry, Tiso. Sorry, guys. My hair is a mess. It's Saturday. We're home.
Mine too. Oh. So what?
I'm seeing it now. I'm like,
so what? So what?
Okay, good.
They're chilling at home. So So, like, I was watching this one video, right? By Grant Cardone. And he was also talking about problems. And then he says, a company that hits 50 million 1 year, and then they rant and rave about this, like, woo, we made 50 million, oh my God, it's so amazing, 50 million, 50 million, and then they just year after year, they just hit that same 50 million.
Are they in trouble?
You're gonna hit that same 50 million, sure, 3 times in a row. One day, you're gonna go down.
There's no doubt about that.
You're gonna go down.
Bruh, there's no doubt about that. The minute it becomes constant and you don't even get 51 million.
Exactly.
Or 50.00 million or 02 million.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucked.
Exactly. Cause now like you know all of these problems.
Immediately.
Yeah. Like you need more problems so you can actually go above the 50 million.
Check my statistics for you yesterday on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
As I was evaluating what went wrong. So I saw that there was a spike and then it was constant. There was another spike
and then it was
constant. I'm like, okay, this constant shit.
It needs to come to an end.
Hence this morning when you arrived,
yeah,
I was like zoned in on what I was doing.
Yeah.
Didn't hear what you were doing, didn't hear what the movements, I don't even know what time you left.
Yeah.
Because I was zoned in. That spike, that constant.
It came to an end.
It needs to come to an end.
Yeah.
And it did.
Yeah, definitely. Like, can we talk about our problem that we have? Is it safe?
Which one?
Which one? The ads one.
Yeah. You know, on that, right?
Yeah.
We started. I realized that I'm running like into circles.
Yeah.
Because I'm promoting to the same people over and over again.
Yeah.
Then I was like, okay, what can I change on this? What can I do more and above what I'm doing, right? Because now there's restrictions everywhere. WhatsApp has restrictions.
Oh my God.
And they will burn you if you do this and that.
They freaking banned me 4 times.
Violate their terms and conditions.
They banned me 4 times.
Facebook burns you and says tell you, even though you receive a message from Facebook, you're unable to do blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You understand? Those are assumptions that they're making because the people that invited you to become their friends are your friends.
They're my friends, bro.
So what's wrong on you communicating to them about your business?
Mark Zuckerberg, come on, dog.
So that's them solving problems using assumptions. Because there's an option on Facebook, even on WhatsApp. If you do not like what I'm doing, block me.
Yeah.
You have all the right to do so. And I respect people's wishes. I'm never going to be mad with you if you block me. I say -1 problem. My list.
Thanks. No,
True story. You know? So if you block me on your list, I mean, why do you have my number in the first place?
Yeah.
If you do not want me to communicate about me or about what I'm doing to you.
Yeah.
So these terms and conditions are based on assumptions, based on my observations.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not saying it is the statement.
Yeah.
I'm just saying based on my observation,
that's
based on assumptions.
The case. Yeah.
And every time I dispute this block, that they block me from using WhatsApp or they block me from using Facebook, they unburn me.
Yeah.
You know, immediately. Hence, they can see what I'm stating because these are my friends. I didn't just take random numbers elsewhere or get a database elsewhere and I started promoting to it.
Yeah.
Some of the leads that I have on my Facebook, on my WhatsApp, I got them from Facebook by creating ads and spending money on it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So now I'm doing promotions. This is a good problem. Doing promotions on Google Ads. The fuck up was I got paid earlier than the date they were supposed to debit.
Oh man.
Now do me, because she doesn't like date and she wants to see how much am I left with that I can use or spend after paying all the date. I decide to pay everything, including Google. Then I'm left with whatever I'm left with, right? Then I'm like, okay, so on this one, I'm going to create an ad that's going to last for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then on the last week, I'm not going to have the ad, and then at least we generating new audience.
Yeah.
Boom! 3 days later, Google ad debits. Same amount that I paid them. After I've created the ad. This is 2 days. Bro, I canceled the ad that I created, went on my emails, and I sent them an email immediately.
Disagree.
They acknowledge the error, but they're not willing to pay me a refund. Kept on telling them to pay me my refund.
Yeah.
However, I canceled the ad, right, that I created within this 2 days. But this ad is still accumulating a balance.
Oh man.
On my name. I'm like, let them accumulate the balance up until I get answers and I get my refund.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything on this.
Yeah.
Guess what?
What happened?
This is a query of last year in August.
What's a query?
A query is like a question that you have, or you encountered this problem, right?
Yeah.
But you do not understand.
Right.
So you query it.
There we go.
Do you understand? So it's a query from last year, August.
Yeah.
So now I queried at Google Ads since last year, August, and I still don't have an answer till today.
Yeah.
So yesterday I received an email to my dispute on the balance and on the funds that they double debited me.
Yeah.
Because I paid manually.
Hold that thought. Dispute is a disagreement.
Yes, I disagreed with what they're charging me, right?
Yeah.
So I paid manually and they debited me. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I wanted my refund. So now Google Ads is accumulating on their end.
Yeah.
They're accumulating a balance, making assumptions that my ad is still running, yet my ad is cancelled. It's no longer running. The one that I started after 2 days.
Yeah.
The accumulation went to 700 and something. And I'm like, fuck yous. I'm not going to pay this up until I get my money. And where is this 700 and something coming from?
Holy shit.
I kid you not.
Holy shit.
The 700 and something, after I queried it, they investigated it and then it went down to 400 and something.
Yeah.
Still I'm disputing it because it was only 2 days. I know what I selected as my budget.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't charge me more than that on a daily basis. It doesn't amount to 480 something rand. Yesterday they came back with all these disputes that I sent to them, and they said because Google Ads serviced me for that month, so the payments that they received was due, and they were correct, so they're not going to refund me.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Came back, I responded with the same email that I sent to them months back and stated that below is noted. However, on the 20-something of August, I made a manual payment of so much, which was the balance that I have after the service that was rendered to me, right? And then on the 29th of August, the debit order went off on the same amount that I already paid for the same ad. Please kindly advise, what are the odds on that?
Yeah.
Still didn't receive a reply. They're going to reply to me after 6 months.
Oh man.
Because that's what they do.
Hectic.
True story.
Fucking hell.
And they know they're wrong, but they do not want to admit that they're wrong.
Yeah.
And pay me my money. But they still advertise that I must go and do my ads. And it's wonderful to have my ads and blah, 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 blah. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I want my money back.
Yeah.
Then I continue.
Man.
That's all there is to it. I'm not
gonna run crazy.
In December, I'm not gonna pay anything, nor continue with doing ads with you guys up until you investigate this matter and come back to me.
That is true. No, that's crazy.
So yeah, they did state that they saw the manual payment, they saw the debit order. However, I was not supposed to make a manual payment since I put a debit order in place.
I had a similar problem. Mine is way like basic than the problem that she has. Remember that DistroKid problem that I have? So DistroKid is a channel that you use to distribute your music to all music platforms. I'm talking YouTube Music, I'm talking Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Joox, everywhere, right? They distribute your music. They just post it there, right? I paid them on the 23rd of November, right?
Because he's a lazy fucknut. Because he can't do that by himself.
Oh, I'm unaware. Hold on. Oh, I'm just unaware.
There's no such.
Dude.
When you with Dumi and you have Dumi around you, you're not unaware. You just listen to the fucking shit that you want to hear. The other things that I say, whether they're important or not, guys, I'm not kidding. Me and Tiso can make plans today. Tomorrow he knows jet shit about that. He's gonna ask me the same questions that are all answered and I get upset.
Yeah. So listen, that's how I take it, right? Like, fuck, man. That's my pink. Remember the pink and the purple? That's my pink. Like, I feel like I need to, there's actually people that can make you aware of shit. Like, just look at that for what it is, man. Just fucking open your eyes and look at it, like what's going on over there, right? So you need some kind of people like that, like exactly. Otherwise you're just gonna run into walls. And she said, okay, look why they debited you twice. So I look into it and I'm like, it's still you.
Okay.
Dumi said that. And then I look into it, I'm like, they're still supposed to be
debiting me once. You must tell the story as is. You see
okay, cool. I'm skipping steps.
I like to tell it straight, right?
Yeah.
He calls me and he's freaking out.
Yeah.
And he's like, Chomi, I was thirsty that day. And I'm like, hey, Chomi, I'm craving wine, shit like that. And then he's like, okay, so where am I going to get wine? At the time, he was living in Peru and I'm living in Maitland.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, come on, everything gets done online these days, you know? Did you know that you can order wine online and shit like that?
Yo, you're taking it way back.
No, yes.
Yo.
And then he was like, okay, let me see what I can do. Okay, I send him the wine that I want to have. Boom. He calls me back and is freaking out. Dumi, holy shit. Remember that company that is distributing my music? Remember I said he's a music artist.
Yeah.
And he has his own channel of YouTube. So, so he does music. He was like, Dumi, remember the music, blah, 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 that I was doing? And I said I was doing. They fucking debited my account.
Yeah.
Yet I paid them a yearly payment and that's the agreement that is in place.
Yeah.
All I said was, you know what? Don't panic. Go and find out why did that happen first.
Yes.
Did you really agree on making an annual payment or a monthly payment? He went, he looked, then he comes back and he said, yo, Dumi, no man, I think they debited that year that I didn't pay, but they said they were not going to debit me for that year. I'm like, please look into it further because you still don't have an answer. Looked into it and then he found out, no, it was double debited unfairly.
Yeah.
Now continue.
So I find out I'm debited unfairly twice, right? And I'm supposed to buy this wine. I'm like, fuck, okay. So I look into this whole thing and then I send them an email. She said I must send the email. Send them an email. I'm like disagreeing with the debit that they actually did on me.
Disputing it.
Disputed it. I'm like, you guys debited me twice for 1 year, right? And that's not supposed to be happening. And then they received the email. Next day, my money came back into my bank account.
All of it.
All of it. Not a single cent short. All of it.
Totally.
Right.
So that's how you go on about moving forward on your problems.
Mm-hmm.
Don't freak out and let it go and change banks just because.
Yeah.
It's not a solution.
It's not a solution.
Because other people go as far as changing banks, and now they need to go and re-register their new banking details to the people. True story.
Yeah.
True story. Like, that's not a solution.
Yeah.
It isn't.
You're just running away from the problem.
And what I told him is, you know what? For this not to happen every month, just cancel the debit orders on your app for your banking account.
Yeah.
You can do that. Then once you cancel it, they won't debit.
Yeah. They can't do shit.
Even a single cent.
Yeah.
If they do, sue your bank. Because you've done it and you've authorized it to by yourself. You've logged into your banking details by yourself, not another person.
True.
So how do they get hold of your money?
Yeah. That's so true.
You get my point?
Yeah.
So they won't do it at all. So problems are things that we need to have in this life in order for us to survive better.
Yeah.
It's not something that we need to run away from.
Yeah. True.
And assume. Being thirsty is a fucking problem.
Hey dude, I have this problem. Every Friday, my throat has something.
It's a fucking problem.
My throat has every Friday.
He came to me once, right? And then he said, to me every now and again, I'm broke, right? But this one is my friend, like my best buddy. So now he comes to me and he says to me, I'm thirsty, blah, blah, blah. I look at my bank account, I've got 400 rand. I'm like, shit, 400 rand is nothing nowadays. What can I do on 400 rand at 8 p.m.? Liquors are all closed, you know? So where I can get beers and then you can get drunk and solve the problem.
Yeah.
And I like to solve problems. I don't want to lie. I live for solving problems.
Even stupid problems.
Even fucking stupid problems. Like, my friend is thirsty. So I'm like, hey, how am I think I had 520 rand on my bank account. How am I going to solve this problem with my friend? I'm like, okay, show me. I was laying in bed, told myself, you know what? It's not worth spending for.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm broke and I don't have money to go to work, and this is my only money that I have. So if now I go out and drink this money, then what's gonna happen tomorrow?
Bruh.
I always find a solution, bruh. I always do. I never not arrive at work.
Salute to you for that, dog.
I never not arrive to work, whether I've got or don't have. I can wake up at 5:30 in the morning and I don't even have a single rand, but I'm gonna fucking arrive at work.
There we go.
When I tell myself I'm gonna arrive today, I do arrive. So now this one doesn't have, right, money to buy beers, but he's thirsty and he comes to me and yo, show me I'm thirsty. I'm like, hey. And all my friends and all my other people that I know, they broke. I go on WhatsApp, I try to message a few people. I'm trying to solve his problem. Because I'm okay, I'm good. Right? With not drinking.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to solve my friend's problem. Guess what? I decided, you know what? Fuck this shit. A friend is thirsty. So show me, let's go. The Uber's outside.
Oh my god.
Who's gonna pay for the Uber? Me.
Yeah.
Well, this fucking 520 something rand that I have on my bank account. Yeah, it's not expensive because
it's just here around the corner.
It's just here around the corner, right? So it's like 30 rands or 25 rands to go around with an Uber. So I said, Chomi, let's go. But when you get there, I'm gonna buy a bottle worth of 120 rand. I only have fucking 500 and one bottle is not enough for both of us. Because I'm already there.
And we normally drink 2 to 3 bottles.
Or 4.
Yeah.
Or even 5 bottles or 6. You know, at night. So now he's like, do me, this is the case. And he's throwing this problem at me to solve. He's my friend. What else do I have to do but not solve the problem that he's giving me, you know? So I went as far as spending that whole amount of money and only leaving the transfer money to come back, for both of us to come back. Uber dropped me here, went to go and drop him at his house, and that was it. Was the 520 something rand.
Bruh.
The morning I needed to wake up and go to work, I made a plan.
And it happened.
Yeah, because
and people like that, you ought to keep, dude.
I'm a generous person, so when he comes and he say I don't have food, if I do have money, like I'll give him $300 or I'll give him so much and say go and buy something.
Yeah.
So now I got friends like those, right? So now when I don't have, and I say, hey Chomi, I don't have, they instantly give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Hence I'm saying, I always have a solution.
Yeah. And also to actually know that you've got those kind of people as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you can do all of that.
Some, bruh, I met people whereby you help them many times, right? You help them. They give you problems, you help them. Consider them as friends and you treat them as friends. And then at the end of the day...
Friends and family, let's not forget.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, when you stranded, it's a whole problem.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to know about it.
Yeah.
That you are stranded.
Or you're struggling.
This is what Dumi say to herself when that such happens. Because it has happened to me many a times. Fuck you. I'm sorry to say this on YouTube, but that's what I say. And when people talk about me, I'm like, who? They still think about me. I'm alive.
I'm alive, yeah.
So people do pay attention. That Dumi's around. When you gossip about me, I'm very happy.
Yeah.
You
know what I think? You know what I say?
Listen, Ima, wait. You make me put my chin high
and
walk with pride.
You know what I
Because
think?
I'm alive.
You know what I think? Besides the alive thing, I'm like, shit. At least I'm occupying your mind, man.
Totally.
You know?
Totally.
I'd rather occupy your mind than not occupy your mind.
As I'm saying that I think that I learned when I was growing up, like when I create nuisance at my mommy's house, right? And my mommy beats me or with a shoe or with a belt and shouts at me, it's gonna end there, and then I'm okay. But now when she doesn't do it, I'm getting upset. You know, like it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's the same shit when you guys gossip about Dumi. When people gossip about Dumi, I'm like, whoo, dear Jesus.
It's amazing.
And
a lot of people find it as a problem when people gossip. It's not a problem.
That's not a problem. It's not your problem to confront.
It's mine.
It's their problem to confront.
Like I've had this with colleagues at work, and they're like, you know, these people are gossiping about you, right? I don't like this, and I'm like, let them gossip. So what, bruh? If you wanna gossip, man.
Totally.
At least I'm in your mouth. Like, oh, gee, did you?
But I can assure you, if Tiso gossips to me about another, I'm gonna tell him what I think about what he's saying.
Yeah.
But I won't come to you and tell you what he thought about it.
Yeah.
I stop it right there and there. Let's rather talk about us.
And where we go.
Talk about where we're going or our problems or where we want to be. Then talk about another.
Yeah.
Be talking about others now. When you come to me and you talk about others, I get annoyed.
It's cuck.
Yeah. Why should I entertain that?
Yeah.
Why should I make that my problem to think with? You know, thinking to me is traumatic.
Bruh.
It's exhausting.
You know what my answer is?
So I really do not like to think. I said this at work and they were very shocked.
Because when you think cuck.
Exactly. And I said, I'd rather look at the problem, right?
Yeah.
I work in a debt review industry and in a debt review company, right? So when we encounter problems on a daily basis and weird problems, most instances, problems that could have been avoided but weren't avoided. So now I'm there, I got hired recently, and then now this problem is my problem.
Yeah.
The person is no more. So they can't answer for that or they can't say anything about that. So what do I need to do? Instead of talking about that person that created the problem, I need to look at the problem myself
and see what it is.
What went wrong? before I make a judgment and say, okay, this is the solution, or before I make a verdict. So now if I do not look at the problem and I start assuming shit and thinking about, hey, this could have been handled this way. I mean, could have, would have, should have, is over. We're sitting with a fucking problem.
Exactly.
What are we going to do about it? That's my scenario. That's my case.
Yeah.
I don't work with could have, should have, would have.
Yeah.
That's a past tense.
Yeah.
I'm not in the past, I'm in the present. What are we doing about it now to sort it out? Do you understand? So if you have that mentality or that ability to think like that, then you're not going to exhaust your brain.
Exactly.
Because now you're going to take your brain to the past, could have, should have, would have.
Oh, I could have done it like this.
The reason why I'm sitting with this problem, because those could have, should have, would have were not handled back then.
Yeah.
You're the person that is here now. What are you doing about this problem?
Right now.
To solve it.
Yeah.
That's my verdict. That's my get-go information.
True. Now you had a lot to say about problems today, dog.
I encounter problems on a daily basis, but you know.
And you solve them.
And I solve them. And sometimes you come here in the evening, in the week, and I will tell you, hey, at work this happened, that happened. You know,
she talks a lot about her work, bro.
I know, because my work, like we like, if you know what a debt review company does, right? We assisting people with their own debt that they're unable to help themselves outside the debt review industry. So now they've accumulated lots of problems, right? And someone bought a house, bought a car, took a loan, and they got credit cards, and they took these things, and then now, boom!
All of a sudden,
they realize, hey, I earned 4,000, and all my 4,000 is gone. I can't pay my rent. I can't do groceries. I can't do this. I can't pay my child's school fees. I can't do that because all my money is going. Like, I've met people, when they get paid, they are worrying and looking into their phones because debit orders are going like that. That's where we come in and sort the problem out.
Yeah. But
in this video, I'm talking about this, right? But we're gonna hear lots of it. And I'm gonna educate all of you about how do we do this. And how can we help you survive better? Yeah. Even though you got lots of debt. That's what debt review does. Yeah. So there are instances whereby we fight with people's creditors and this and that, and we fight amongst each other as well. But I'm one person. I do not fight with anyone. Yeah. Now I look at a problem as a problem and I try to observe it and investigate it further. Once my investigation is done on the problem, I do not assume what is. I investigate and I look. I observe and I look. I look. And I said to Tiso, if you still remember, was it yesterday? I even lift up the last piece of the stone that nobody thought of looking under it. Yeah. That is me. And then I will see something laying there. And then I'll say, okay, now my investigation is done. This is how we're going to handle this. I'm not investigating because I want to say Tiso is at fault. Or blah is at fault. I don't give a fuck about that. We have a problem. We need to observe the problem as a problem and sort it out. That's what makes debt review successful. Yeah. A problem, if you take it as a good problem, then it becomes a good problem. Yeah. And observe it as a good problem, then it will be a good problem. Yeah. Unless you freak out.
True. There's some problems, like, do you agree that you could see a problem before it happens and you're like, I would like to have that problem and go into that problem. Totally. And then some other problems, you don't even see them. You just come across them and you're like, yeah, shit. You know what? I just got myself into a problem.
Don't Totally. Bro.
It gets crazy. What the fuck?
We've been into very, very interesting problems.
Yeah.
So there are problems whereby you can see that this is a
problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This one time I started living on my own. When I started living on my own, I was living in a shack.
Yeah.
Right, and I've never lived in a shack before. So this is my first experience.
Living in a shack.
So now the people that were building this shack and putting it on, and they were inexperienced.
Yeah.
Now, because they were inexperienced, they did it wrong. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That cost me. However,
a whole bunch of money.
Okay, a bunch of money, it cost me my time.
Aish.
So now I'm sleeping and then it starts raining. Hey, there were holes in the shack.
On the roof.
And the rain started pouring in my house.
Man.
Guess what? Jimmy was fucking amazed by that experience. That was a good problem for me to have.
Because you're not used to it.
No. I've never slept in a house, doesn't matter if it's a shack or not, whereby rain comes in.
Yeah.
And that
invades your space,
felt so good.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, it felt, that was a good problem. So it felt great for me because I've never experienced sleeping in a shack.
Yeah.
I've never owning a shack or being in one, you know? So it was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I kid you not. And the rain just kept on pouring and pouring. I was as if I was floating in my own house. Imagine that! How can that not be amazing?
Nah, fuck.
True story. So we come across the problems. A problem is something that you encounter whereby you do not really have a solution for it at the time.
Yeah.
Right? Then it becomes a problem. So sometimes you might have a solution somewhere, but it's not here now.
Yeah.
So it becomes a problem.
It does become a problem, yeah.
Having debt is a problem. Relationships, when you cannot solve a problem in a relationship, is a problem.
Yeah.
Being a parent and your child is acting out and you don't know what to do about that is a problem. Mm-hmm. Your boss being mean and being upset and very rude with you, at most times is your boss. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, you cannot change the way he says things or the way he does things or she does things as your boss, because it doesn't matter if it's a he or she. It becomes a problem to you.
Yeah, it does.
Do you understand? So that's what the problem is.
Yeah.
And I would like to learn from you guys, like, what do you think a person can handle? How can a person handle such problems?
Yeah.
Such problems when it comes to family, relationships, partners in life, and like work, colleagues. Please let us know.
Yeah.
Because we'd like to learn from you. On what do you think is the problem?
Yeah.
How many problems have you accumulated in this life, and how many problems have you solved in this life?
Yeah.
Let us know down in the comments. Tell us what problems you've encountered or what problems you're currently encountering. We would actually love to know about those.
Most definitely, yeah. Most fucking definitely. I actually thought about this, like one specific problem that a lot of people, like most of the population on the entire planet, is actually facing. And this problem is finances.
Yeah.
That's a huge problem for a lot of people, right? Even me. I
actually related this to me on his problems, because I've encountered such, you know, and I was on a range whereby he's earning every month. We're not going to mention that, but I said to him, this is how I work it out. I don't have debt like credit cards or loans or any shit show like that. But I have debt that is essential, right? Paying rents and paying your bills, water, electricity, child support because I've got 2 children and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those are my debts. So with the money that he's currently earning, my friend, I used to earn it, but I would get all that done. And he's struggling.
Dude, you need to open the playing field for me.
I have, but you haven't been listening. That's the problem. I have been opening it.
Oh.
I have, and I told you how you can get it done. But still, you've been not listening. That's the problem. Listening is one of the problems. Paying attention
is another problem.
Yeah. Because people don't. Assuming is yawning. That's a problem.
How? How is that a problem?
It's a problem.
How is that a problem?
The minute you yawn with no reasoning, you're not tired. Right?
Right.
I'm asking.
No, I'm not tired.
Exactly. He's not tired, but he's yawning. Why are you yawning? Tell us.
Probably don't understand something that you just said now.
Sometimes it doesn't have to do with understanding, because tiredness has lots of definitions to it. Just so you know.
Yes, Suka.
No, I'm being real. Tiredness has 3 definitions to it.
Okay.
At least 3 definitions that I know of.
Which are?
It's either you want to sleep.
Yeah.
Or you don't understand something.
Yeah.
Or, what's the third one? You want to sleep, you don't understand something, or there's something bothering you that is in your attention.
Yeah.
That you cannot really figure it out.
Yeah.
That's the third one.
I've got a bunch of stuff in my vicinity that I would like to get the fuck out of my way.
Excellent. Hence, I said you're not tired.
Yeah.
And you laughed at me.
And I'm not tired.
That's a good problem.
Yeah.
So if you find out these things, you pinpoint what's the problem, what's the source of this problem. You can actually handle it.
True.
And then it doesn't become a problem. There you go.
Boom, boom.
If you really find out the source of the problem, right? Remember I said investigate. Pick up that last stone that nobody has been or everybody has been overlooking. Didn't want to pick it up. You might find that last piece that was missing in the puzzle. Then you'll understand the problem and solve it. Then when you solve it, it no longer becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Ever. Please guys, I want you to test this. Look at your problems, investigate them further, and find the source of the problem. Once you find the source of the problem and you understand what the problem is after discovering the source, solve it. And then you come back and tell me if it becomes a problem again.
Again, yeah.
That's just...
You think it's not going to be a problem anymore?
Ever. I've done it before many times, and I can say today it does not become a problem again.
Ever.
Ever. In this life that we all live in. It never becomes a problem. I'm certain about it.
Yeah.
I have no doubts. You can quote me on this. This one. you can definitely quote me on it.
Yeah. Well, you heard it from her then. It ain't gonna be a problem no more.
Totally.
Yeah.
Just do what I say. Don't do what you think, and come back and quote me.
And say, do me. Yeah, you said this.
Find out the source of the problem, handle it, and then it never becomes a problem.
Yeah.
If you have any questions or you're struggling, please leave your comment down below. I'll get in contact with you and guide you through it.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, just like you just said, leave a comment, like, subscribe if you're new, share this video to your family and your friends and someone who is a stranger that you don't even know, because we do that. And make sure you just listen to the whole way on this video. And thank you from listening from the beginning till now. By the way, on the topic of problems, I need to sort out some problems actually.
You do. I also have problems. Everybody have problems, and I love problems.
And they never ending.
I love problems.
They never ending, dude.
I love problems. I'm a problem solver.
I don't want peace.
I love problems. There's no such a thing as peace. Unfortunately, even people that already have, even Elon Musk doesn't have peace. At night he sleeps and he thinks about inventing new problems.
How the hell am I gonna end up on Mars?
Definitely. So please guys, share this content, share this video, tell everybody about it. You might not know, this might not help you, but it will help another.
True.
So please share this content, tell everybody about this channel. We're trying to create change out there and actually grow to become better on what we already have.
Exactly.
I'm not saying nobody's better. I'm just saying this is the People for Positive Change.
Well, we're not trying to be perfect, but we're trying to become better, And
what we already have,
Exactly.
Please share the content, subscribe. If you're not subscribed to the channel,
subscribe to that
right now.
What are you waiting for, dog?
Exactly. Like, comment. We'd like to hear from you. What do you think the problem is?
Yeah.
How do you think the person can handle the problem?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what we say or what we think. These are our experiences.
True.
We'd like to hear from you.
True.
What are your thoughts on this topic?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? What do you think when it comes to a problem? Do you think it's a really good problem, or it's something that someone needs to freak about?
True.
Let us know.
Let us know. And up until then, see you.